Hello Capricorn, this is your September forecast for 2017, and let me tell you, this month is full of surprises, at least up till the 19th. We got one thing after the other kicking in, and I think you're just going to love it. Now, let me just first start out with Venus and Mars, because they're both traveling in the sign of Leo. And that is the heart chakra. That is the generosity, the joy, and center stage of our emotions. Emotionally, and the actions that we take, we're filled with a lot of pride. And for you, that's showing up in your 8th house, though, which has to do with shared resources, the money that you have with your partner, but it could also be banks and investment accounts that you might have, royalties, commissions, all of those things. But the 8th house is also the house of Scorpio, passion and so forth, the intensity. So this month might just start out with a lot of intensity in this area. Then we see on September 5th, not only will Mercury go direct again, so it's starting out in retrograde like it was there in August, but it will go direct on the 5th at the same time as Mars changes from your 8th into your 9th house, which has to do with long distance travel, foreign people and places. If you're looking for a green card or higher education, starting some course, this would be a great time, as Mars is going to really fire you up and get you all passionate about the things that you would like to achieve in this area. Now, Venus will join that crowd a little bit later, but not before there on September 19th. So Mars is already there, and as we start off the month, the Sun is present. So we're shifting from the 8th into the 9th house, where everything's going on. Mercury will come in there as well. We got the new moon in the 9th house. So your grand view and scope of September will actually have to do with your higher goals, your spirituality, like I said, travel. Even if you're not traveling this month, I bet a lot of you will, as like a little late vacation, but I'm sure that a lot of you will be armchair traveling, right? Google Earth and so forth. That gives a lot of fun research too. So we have that. And then I would like to mention, though, that I have prepared, in addition for you this month in September, you'll find it up here on the I button, the information button, a full hour of the astro calendar for September. Now, not with the aspects that I'm going to read for you here now, because that's more the planetary aspects, the larger aspects and transits, that is. But on this monthly calendar, it's more the moon's transits. And I don't get to list them here because there's way too many of them, right? So the moon ruling our emotions, our feelings, how we react. Think about the sun radiates, the moon reflects, right? It reflects our emotion. And there's multiple transits every day that the moon is picking up, and this is why we have our moon swings, our biorhythms and whatnot, right? So I think that could be a great tool for you. I'm at least trying it out here now in September to see if you like it or not. You could go in on any specific date. You'll see the physical calendar too as I walk you through it. So if you have something special going on a certain day, you could definitely go in here, tap into it, and see what is the mood like, right? Okay, just wanted to share that. But as we start out, Capricorn, Mars, and Uranus, they're coming together in a beautiful golden triangle. And whenever Uranus is involved, we can expect the unexpected, right? It's the wow factor. And in a great aspect, it will bring good, positive change. Not like in oppositions, where it can bring us the opposite, brings us challenges unexpectedly. So this should be great news. Mars is your drive, your physical energy, how you're pointing it, your goal orientation should pop with something unexpected. Now, Uranus for you is in the 4th house, so it could come from family, a family member. It could be something about your real estate, for those of you thinking about wanting to change that up one way or another. It could even be buying, selling, or whatnot. But Mars coming in is you taking action upon it, and it has to do with your 8th house. So that's money, it's loans. So if you're looking to get a loan, you would probably get it there on the 2nd. If you're looking for any investments, or you have been doing investments, you might have great news of some return here, or you could be paid out a huge commission or bonus check from your partner. So whatever it is for you, I can see you hanging on the phone, texting there on the 3rd, when Mercury, your communication, is now here in a conjunction with Mars. Mars being your drive and your activities, right? On the phone, talking. And so that sharing is wonderful. On the 9th, we got the Sun, which is you. It is in the 9th house. It has to do with higher education, research, travel, all of those things. Publishing, for example, is another good keyword for the 9th house. Coming up and pairing with Pluto. Well, Pluto's in your first house, and you know, Capricorn, how you have been transforming a lot over these last years. You've really come to terms with your sense of personal empowerment. That's what Pluto is. So when the Sun is angling in here, only twice a year will it give you a trine. Today is one of them, and it's coming from your 9th house. So I feel that you might make a decision for a trip, but it won't just be a weekend trip. Since it is the 9th house, you might just make a decision for a long journey. And if you do, it's very empowering, and I think you will come to love it. Then onwards to more surprises. On the 12th, we've got Venus. Love and romance, money, the things that we love and desire, right? Beauty and art and all that. Coming in, beautiful golden trine to Saturn, your ruler. Saturn for you is working in your 12th house, where it has been for a while. And the 12th house is where we are on the inside of ourselves. It's our spiritual self. It's also the karmic house. It's a very creative place to be as well. So when Venus comes here, that could be money. A karmic relationship could it also be possible, and so either money or love, but I feel it has your name on it, as if the destination is set to you, as if this was not just meant to be, but set up to be in the past and now coming forward. And we got to recall, Saturn is going to go direct, your ruler, on August 26th. So even though we're a little early out, we're only talking the 12th, Saturn is not retrograding. It's actually stationary, sitting, waiting now to kind of bump forward again. So I feel that this could be some great news and give a signature of longevity, because Saturn will always look out for higher good for the long run when it's in favorable aspects like this. On the 15th, oh, what a day to get engaged, get married, find new love if you're single, if you're in a relationship. Well, listen, when Venus and Jupiter comes together in that mix, we're seeing the dance go on, right? So there's expansion of Venus, the heart. It's a day where you're going to feel extremely generous, or the universe could be extremely generous with you. We can receive either news of financial good news, but it could also be us going out and finding the most beautiful piece of furniture that we would like. Whatever the deal is, it doesn't have to be furniture. It could be clothes, it could be anything, new car, something that you have been desiring, and now you're finally in a place to do so. Then we have on the 16th, again, we have Mercury, which is communication, Mars, which is dynamic energy or physical energy as well, really talkative today, just like it was on September 3rd. But then Mercury was retrograde. Mercury is direct now. And so whatever it is, I can see that you're talking up a storm, really energetically behind. And what are you talking about? I feel you're going to be talking about sharing the news of all the good things that have been happening for you. Mars now here in your 9th house, and Mercury also in your 9th house. So I don't know, you could have made these travel plans a little earlier, and now today might be the day that you're going to launch on that trip. So good for you. On the 17th, another day of unexpected surprises and good news. Venus again is involved. And with Uranus, just like Mars and Uranus, we're in that beautiful trine on September 2nd. Here we go. Venus has now covered that same degree Mars was in. So if that was all good, you can expect this to be equally as good. Mars was action, right? Venus is the recipient of beauty, love, money, and those things that we desire and hold close to heart. And I feel there could be an unexpected message, or it could be coming from an unexpected source. Uranus, once again, it has to do with home, family, foundation, the past. So it could just be something coming from the past too, but it could be through a family member. So again, I'm seeing that this is something that is really going to tickle your heart pink. And now when having all that said, now comes the time for the rest of the month to kind of slow down and become the observer rather than the participant. Now, all month I feel you've been running around very joyful with all the new things, new beginnings, but we have several oppositions coming in. On the 19th, we start out with Mercury and Neptune. Mercury's communications, we might hear something that doesn't make too much sense. Whenever Neptune is in opposition, there's two things. We can become very disillusioned of something that we hear, or something can be delivered. We might hear about something that might be a situation that's too good to be true, and sometimes when that happens, that is pretty much the case. It is too good to be true. So we don't want to get sucked into anything. It's better to sit on the outside and watch to see where this is going, because then on the 24th we have another opposition. Where Mercury was with Neptune, Mars is now at that degree. So Mars being our dynamic, focus, goals and whatnot, it's going to feel like on thin ice. And trust your intuition. That's what I want to say, because intuition will tell us when it's a good go to go or to kind of step back. Right now, your inner voice will say, don't go for it, just wait. And if it's still good, if whatever this is that's being presented to you is something that holds a sense of reality, you can go for it later on. But if not, then it'll just fizzle. And we don't want to invest, especially not to invest into anything that might fizzle, because we'll just end up with a letdown. And here on the 27th, Jupiter now, and you know how Jupiter is just happy-go-lucky, right? And really wants to take action because it's always full of faith and optimistic. And it is opposing Uranus. Uranus is in your 4th house and Jupiter is in your 10th house. So this challenge is more coming between you, your home life, your career. You might have to make some kind of a decision here. It could be time-wise too. Where do you want to spend most of your time? At work or at home with the family? So you're kind of like having to deal with this on top of all that Neptunian stuff that's going on. Because on the 29th also we have Venus opposing Neptune. So we've got Mercury, we've got Mars, and we've got Venus all opposing Neptune here at the end of the month. And Venus, since it rules love, you know, there might be a little letdown, maybe you got to take a rain check. If it's money that was lured, Neptune can lure. It can spin illusions, right? And if it sounded good, you might have gone for it, but it might not just hold up to your expectations, and that could be a little letdown there on the 29th. But having that said, this is a super month, and I know you're going to be very, very excited with everything going on just as we hit into the top of the month with all these unexpected, fantastic, and awesome transits. So before I end, I do want to mention the moons. We got that full moon, 13 degrees in Pisces, Capricorn, and that's in your 3rd house of communication and short distance travel, your closer community. It's also your siblings and so forth. So you might be spending more time in one of these areas, but think again too that we had that lunar eclipse there in August. Now here we have it. And so it might carry over and open up some doors of what was initiated in August. Then we have the new moon, which is 27 degrees in Virgo, which really harmonizes with your own sun sign there of Capricorn, which is taking place in the 9th house. So as you can see, most of your activity this month will be long distance travel and higher education, spirituality, just wanting to be on the move, feeling really good about those things. And it's all about you positioning yourself this month for what's going to take place next month when these planets are going to be moving into your 10th house of career. So we'll talk more about that in October. So listen, it was nice seeing you again, and I'll see you next month in October. Bye now, Capricorn.